J-Ray's Kitchen. We're going to be making shrimp and grits. And this is going to be the first video that we use our new Canon EOS Rebel SL3 on. So a lot of people have different recipes for shrimp and grits. I'm taking a combination of things that I've read, different ingredients, and I'm going to put it into work. Now you're going to see a little bit of a different camera angle than you're used to, but you're going to get to see all the action. So to start off, I want to chop up all the vegetables that I'm going to put in this. So we're going to be using onion in this, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. So I'm only going to do half. Ready? Chop! Almost. Might need to sharpen that knife a little bit. Now, we only want to use half of this onion, so ready, chop. Terrific. So we're going to set this over to the side, and next we're going to cut up some bell pepper. Now I've already pitted these out, got the cores out and most of the seed, and I'm going to chop it up. And you know how we do. Chop. Amazing. Okay, now we're going to scoot all this down a little bit. Starting to run out of room here. But I want to keep everything on the chopping block. And now some people may use celery and some people may not. But I am. Yeah, no fancy chopping on this one. You're just going to see me do it the real way. Love the smell of that celery. Toss that big white in. Yep, you gotta see the real chopping every now and then. I can't use the magic all the time. And with any luck, we'll have shrimp and grits by midnight. Should be in bed by then. I gotta work tomorrow. You know how it goes. Alright. And last but not least, we got some garlic. Oh man, this stuff's dried up. Never mind, we don't have garlic. Oh yeah, we do. One little clove of garlic. That's going to go in with everything else. So, with the garlic, it's much smaller, so we're going to take it, chop it up, mince it up real small. Likes to stick to my blade, so we have to clean off the blade every now and then. A lot of times I like to just chop it. Real chop. If the kids are already in bed, they're going to think somebody's at the door, so yeah. Alright, so there we are. All of our vegetable ingredients are chopped up and ready to go. We're going to set this aside and we're going to start working on the grits. So the first thing we want to do for our grits is we're going to get a pot going, set it on high. There's about 2 cups of water in every bottle of purified water. So I'm going to add a bottle and a half, and that makes 3 cups. A couple of teaspoons of salt. Cup. And now we've got our cheap dollar store whisk. Whisk that around just a little. We don't want to get it whiskey though. You get it whiskey and then, well, everybody's going to have a really, really good time eating this. Now the next part, some people use heavy whipping cream, some people use half and half. I'm going to go in the middle and use evaporated milk. You can use any brand, doesn't matter. 12 ounces here. Generally you want to go between that and about 2 cups. Now we're just going to leave this sitting to the side until this comes to a boil. And there's bubbles, so it's getting ready to go. Alright, now that we got boiling water, I'm going to pour those grits in slowly. Whisk them in as I pour it in. And all of the condensed milk. I'm sorry, evaporated milk. Now, let's get this up to a full boil. Alright, now we're going to reduce this to medium-low. I'm going to say about 4 on my stove. And we're going to let it simmer until it thickens up. And there is just something so much better about stone ground grits, real grits, than using instant grits. There's no comparison. The first time that I had shrimp and grits was in Charleston. And it was purely by accident. I ordered something else and got this, well not this, but I got shrimp and grits by mistake. And it was actually a good mistake. The only thing I wished is that I had more of it. But it was a fancy restaurant and I couldn't afford those prices, so one bowl was enough for me. We're going to let that go for about 15 to 20 minutes. Should be ready to set aside. Now the grits are almost ready. Still need a few more minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and start working on my shrimp. Now I made a mistake. I meant to get uncooked. This is cooked, but it's totally okay because the shrimp doesn't cook very long anyways. It's still a little bit frozen, but it'll thaw out once we get to cooking. For now, I'm going to put some lemon juice. Man, it's going to take forever with this little bottle. Put a little bit of lemon juice on this. A little bit of salt. And we could use cayenne pepper, but I'm going to use some Cajun two-step. It's got a little bit of cayenne in it, but just to make sure it's spicy enough, put more cayenne. I'm going to toss this. Now we're back to our grits. They are getting thick. They're popping like lava, and trust me, it's been popping out and hitting me like lava. This stuff hurts. That's about 15 minutes and it is set, ready to go. I'll turn that off and set this to the side. Now, next step, some people use summer sausage to add with their shrimp and grits. I'm not going to put summer sausage in this. I'm all about it just being about the shrimp and the grits. But I am going to use the bacon. Any old bacon will work. I just wouldn't suggest pre-cooked bacon, because you gotta cook that bacon down and get the grease from it. These are thick slices. It's just some old junk, cheap, irregular cut bacon. Now that pretty stuff that you see served on the buffet. So we're gonna cook this down, go from there. Give the bacon a little flip. Flip it on back over. It's actually about ready to come off. Now, we don't want to overcook this bacon. We want to keep it a little bit tender. But it is cooked. It is ready to come off. And what we're after now is that bacon grease. That's where the money's at. And that's where our veggies are going. Bell pepper, onion, and celery all in there together. And the garlic. Get all this mixed in and get it started cooking down really good. We're just going to have to cook it for about maybe 10 minutes. While this is cooking down, scrape all that burnt bacon grease off the bottom. That should come off really easy now that you've got all the juices from those vegetables in there. And that's just bacon flavor. Wonderful bacon flavor. You can't beat that. Now I want to add a little bit more seasoning to this. This is the perfect time. So we're going to go in with a little bit more of this Cajun two-step. Season to your heart's desire. Ah, smells good. Okay, so my first attempt at making a roux went terrible. We're going to try this again. This time, I'm just going to melt the butter in the pan. So 1/4 cup of butter. That's about half a stick of butter. Trade secret. Using somebody else's YouTube video to figure out how to make my own. And we'll wait for this to melt down. Now we're going to go ahead and add the shrimp to the vegetables. And if this was raw shrimp, once we got it up cooking, it would only take a few minutes for the shrimp to actually cook. This shouldn't hurt anything. We'll let this simmer for a few minutes. I want to come over and work on our roux. Okay, so we've got a 1/4 cup of butter melted down in this tiny little pan. I want to mix in a 1/4 cup of flour to make a roux. Keep stirring with this. Whatever you do, don't let it burn. Make sure your heat's down really low on this. Don't take much to burn this. Alright. We're about to a golden brown that we wanted. Look at that. And our shrimp and vegetables are over here, cooking away. So this is where it's gonna get interesting. I'm gonna pour this golden brown roux right over top of this. Yeah. Now, we're going to add some chicken broth to this. Ooh, yeah. Throw in our bacon. And 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Yeah. That should be enough. Now the problem with this is with the sauce that I've added and the broth, it's going to take a little bit to thicken up. My shrimp is already cooked. Ideally, you would want your shrimp to be still cooking. So this may turn out a little bit tough, but if you use raw shrimp from the get-go, you'll be fine. Cook this on medium heat for 6 to 8 minutes until it thickens up. Now back over to the grits. Now that they've thickened up a little bit, we want to add a little bit of cheddar cheese. We've got some shredded cheddar cheese. I'm going to add a couple handfuls. Don't worry, I washed my hands yesterday. Should be good. I've seen some people online add 2 cups of cheddar cheese. I mean, just really fill it full of cheese. I'm here to tell you, that's too much. I love cheesy grits, but I do not want the overpowering taste of cheddar cheese taking over this whole recipe. And if your grits have cooled down too much like mine have, you can turn on a little bit of low heat. Just enough to get it warmed up and melting. But it looks like it's blending pretty well. Oh man, it is time. Cheesy grits. And we're going to come right in with our shrimp, vegetable and bacon, and our sauce. Oh, look at that. My friends, that's the first time I made shrimp and grits. I got this idea from a good old friend, Curtis Wallace, about 6, 8, maybe 10 months ago. A good friend, Curtis Wallace, hollered over a cubicle wall and said, "Hey, why don't you make some shrimp and grits?" So, I make shrimp and grits. There you go, Curtis. Hope you enjoy it. And everybody else in J-Ray's kitchen, hope you enjoyed it too. You know I'm not going to make it and then just not eat it in front of you. Come on. Oh man, so savory. This is money. It did cost a little bit to make, but very good. Catch you next time on J-Ray's Kitchen.